Hello YouTube, this is Star Wars Paladin, and I'm doing another combat proficiencies, aka disciplines. They changed the name at the last second or something, I don't know. Anyway, doing bounty hunter slash trooper now. I'm gonna start, gonna alternate, so I did Republic Empire last time, so I'll do Empire Republic this time. So this is the mercenary. So anyway, bodyguard, arsenal, innovative ordnance. So, ordinance, I know. I'm going to be reading through these really fast because there's a lot of them to go through. I'm going to try to get this down to a half an hour, 15 minutes per. So I'm not going to be reading the names of these, I'm just going to be reading what they do. And then if anything springs to mind, then I'll do that right column, the utilities, at the end, and then I'll switch. So this is the exact same for the Republic and Empire. This is how my characters are set up, so I don't know. I think it's nice. I think it's a cool way of doing it. So this is bodyguard. Heals a friendly target for some hit points. I won't be saying the numbers either. Except for percentages, reduces pushback suffered activating healing abilities by 70% and reduces threat generated by healing abilities by 10%. Again, that's weird because I swear they said they were getting rid of pushback. So I'll have to cover more of that later on in PvPing. Reduces cooldown of healing scan. That's awesome. Quick thing, the troopers slash merc healers were supposed to get huge buffs, so I'm going to be PvPing on these guys like crazy heal spec, and I've had a lot of people asking me, so that's going to be one of the first things I cover. So, okay. Reduces cooldown of healing scan, that's awesome. Increases damage reduction by 5% while combat support cylinder. Makes you more tanky, but honestly 5% is not enough to save how badly trooper slash mercs need survival. You need a guard on you. Eliminates heat generated by emergency scan addition. Activating emergency scan grants emergency response, which makes next healing scan activate instantly. Lasts 15 seconds. I don't know about that. I'll have to check out and see how that works in reality. Yeah, I don't know, that doesn't... It's kind of weird. So we'll find out, because it doesn't say like what that cooldown is, or if it generates it every time, so we'll find out. Sionary Missile heals up to 8 allies within 8 meters targeted area. What it doesn't mention there is that it's smart casts now, or smart targets, so it picks the 8 sorted by who's damaged the most, which is awesome. Sionary Missile leaves residue, reduces movement speed for 50% for 3 seconds, in addition to healing scan, grants invigorated to its target, increasing healing received, so that's their new passive that they get. Increases the healing done by emergency scan, healing scan by 5%. In addition, rapid scan generates extra stack of supercharge. All progressive scan channels 20% faster. So that gets you to your recharge faster, which is let's see, I'm not going to do that while we're doing this. That's good. And Estino was telling me that they actually lowered the amount of charges required to proc supercharge. So we'll be checking that out. Sionary Missile leaves a pool of Kotal that heals allies over 3 seconds. Activating rapid scan grants charge of critical efficiency, which reduces the heat generated by your next healing scan by 5%. This effect can stack up 3 charges. That's good. That's to help with the management, the energy management, which is good. The resource management. Deploys Kotal Shell around the target that has 6 charges, lasts up to 3 minutes. When the target's damaged, Kotal Shell loses 1 charge and heals the target. This effect cannot occur once more than 3 seconds. Target may not have more than one. That's a slow release med pack or whatever it's called, which is nice. So it must be somewhere else where it increases that 6 charges, because 6 charges is not very much. And 3 minutes is not very much. It's very frustrating. Cure now removes negative mental effects and heals the target. Emergency scan while applies proactive medicine to target, healing for additional over 9 seconds. Additionally, progressive scan grants protected effect to the target. It heals, increasing their armor. So I guess they get protected. Let's... Damn it. So I guess you get invigorated and you get protected. I guess you get two buffs, 2 bonuses. Increases the max number of cold shell charges by 1. Ugh, what? It reduces its... They need to increase how long the stupid thing lasts. But that's cool. It's a little bit. That's not a lot, honestly. Like in an arena when you're getting nuked. But, oh well. Increases critical healing. Heals a friendly target for blah 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 over duration. Heals one new friendly. So this is the this is that new bouncing heal that they get. But you gotta channel it. This one's not a fountain channel like the Scoundrels is. So I'm actually thinking that this heal is going to be better. But these guys don't get Colto Cloud, they get Colto Bomb, which in my opinion is not as good as Colto Cloud. Colto Boosters reduces E generated by Colto Missile and increase the crit chance of Colto Shell by 5%. Additionally, Colto Shot vents 1 heat when normally heals and 2 heat when it crits. Okay, moving on to Arsenal. Launches a missile at the target that deals connected damage. Sunders, leaves heat signature on them. Sundered targets have their armor reduced. So it looks like one of their new passives. Heat signatures leave targets vulnerable to rail shot and increase the damage for 4 to 5 seconds. Okay, so that's nice because that makes your rail a lot friendlier to use. I would think that would go on advanced prototype. That feels like something that should go on advanced prototype, but oh well. Tracer missile grants tracer lock, increasing damage dealt by the next rail shot by 6%, or reducing the activation time of the next healing scan by 20%, stacks 5 times. Okay, so that's kind of like how Grav Round worked before. I haven't played Arsenal, but that looks like Grav Round. Mid-tree on trooper side increases crit chance of sweeping blasters by 15% and its crit damage bonus by 30%, so they want people to use the AoEs more. While high velocity gas cylinders active, you vent 2 heat every 1.5 seconds, which is good. But we'll see if it's actually effective or not. Unload and blazing bolts slow the target's movement speed by 70. Fire several missiles that deal connective damage. This damage is increased by 25% if the target's affected by your heat signature. Interesting. Lets you really stack damage. Tracer missile now applies an additional stack of tracer lock and power barrier. Increases crit chance for unload blazing bolts and priming shots. Increases the crit chance bonus rail shot, heat seeker, and priming shot by 30%. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Tracer missiles finishes the cooldown on unloaded blazing bolts and increases the damage dealt by the next unloader blazing bolts by 10%. This effect cannot occur more than once every 8 seconds. And that gives you some extra procs, it looks like. So, okay, fire priming shot that deals weapon damage, and if it successfully hits the target, allows your next tracer missile to activate instantly. Wow, that's another proc. Arsenal's going to be insanely strong from the looks of it. Insanely strong single point damage. While high velocity gas cylinder is active, the armor penetration granted by supercharged gas is increased by 5%, and supercharged velocity stacks build twice as fast and can build 3 additional stacks. Wow. Increase the damage dealt by dart attacks, missile attacks, priming shot by 10%. Additionally, priming shot marks the target, mark targets. Okay, so that's the second buff. It looks like they get... Whoops. It marks its target, but it doesn't say for how long. I assume that's 45 seconds. It looks like they left it off the tooltip. Shaft flare intercepts and absorbs the next incoming direct force attack. That's cool. That sounds like what it... That sounds similar to what it can do before. That'll be nice for people to have without having to actively waste points on something else for it. Increase the damage dealt by rail shot, tracer missile, heat seeker, and electronet. Looks like some net ganking fun to be had there. Especially with all the bonus all the stacking bonuses. Holy cow. Fires a continuous blaze of blaster bolts at the target, dealing generating 16 heat. We consider enemies combo blaze of bolts stun requires 2 blasters. Well, no shit. Doesn't requires 2 blasters. Whoa. It sounds like unload. Yeah, sure, there's a cooldown with unload. Why don't they just replace unload? Seems like a lot of wasted energy, but oh well. It sounds... I don't know. A stronger unload. They made unload a little stronger and called it a different name. Being interrupted grants blowback, which makes your next blazing bolts immune to interruption. This sounds... Okay, cool. Whatever. That sounds like an insanely powerful tree. So let's try innovative ordnance. Sionary Missile. Fires a missile that explodes on contact, igniting the target for the additional and additional. Okay, so this is the dot tree, obviously. Increase the damage dealt by combustible gas cylinder by 30%. Has chance to be triggered by 10%. Increases the damage dealt by fusion missile and explosive dart by 25%. Causes fusion missile to spread your incendiary missile. Burn to the target it hits. If it hits the target already affected. Additionally, explosive dart will spread your straight shot blade to the target it hits. So, that's your dot spreader. Rail shot and mag shot ignore 30% of the target's armor. So, that's a damage stacker. And when your armor ignores, it still blows my mind that there's no heal reduction, which seems like the obvious way to handle this. Armor ignore. I do not see it working like how they want it to work. They need a way, because armor is already not very good on everybody except for tanks. So, like, who cares if you armor ignore a Marauder? What you need to do is reduce the healing done, so hopefully they wake up, but I doubt it. Incendiary Missile reduces movement speed of the target by 30% while it burns. Additionally, Incendiary Missile makes the target assailable, which is their little buff that they get. Assailable targets take 7% more internal and elemental damage. Hurls thermal that adheres to the target and detonates after several seconds, explosive kinetic damage. Standard and weak enemies enter a state of panic. While combustible gas cylinders active, power shot, unload, and sweeping blasters finish the cooldown on rail shot, mag shot. Makes the next rail shot or mag shot generate no heat. Reduces the cooldown of unload by 3 seconds and fusion missile by 6.5 seconds. Additionally, lowers the heat cost of fusion missile. Increases tech crit chance by 3% and increases damage dealt by periodic effects by 30% and targets below 30%. Okay, so this is like we're talking about on my other video. This is their way of burning down low hit point units. I don't understand why these trees are such freaking flaming carbon copies of each other, even across specs. I mean, this spec is almost exactly like, I assume, too, the Sork spec and Sniper spec, they all, it's like, copy-paste these freaking trees. This is almost boring to read. Fires special straight bolts to the target, blah blah, cause target to bleed. Increases the crit chance, bonus for unload, power shot, incendiary missile, thermal death, straight shot, mag shot by 30%. Additionally, straight shot marks target, marked targets take 5%. Increases alacrity by 2%, reduces the cooldown of event heat and thermal sensor override. So that's cool if you want to stack alacrity. Activate shaft flare, increases your defense chance by 25%. That's cool. Gives you another little survival trick. Your elemental attacks deal 5% more damage to bleeding, so it's a reason to stack your bleeds. But not as much as mid-tree. That's weird. Fires powerful shot, target deals blah blah blah, shares a cooldown as, so that's your real shot replacement. Yeah, it's just a same freaking move. It's stupid. Damage dealt by make shot, makes your next power shot or straight shot activate instantly. This effect cannot occur more than once every 15 seconds. I don't know though. I mean, if these shots, does mag shot ignore global cooldown? A lot of the stuff, if it doesn't ignore global cooldown, you're not actually getting very much of a bonus, which is, I wish they would understand that. It seems like they do. Well, it's an instant. Who cares? It still respects global cooldown, which means what? You get to do your damage like a second faster, and with server lag, that's not very much. You vent 10% heat when stunned, yeah. You vent heat now, immediately vents extra heat, and gives you some alacrity for your alacrity stackers out there. Power shot, tracer missile, rapid scan generator, power barrier that increases damage reduction, cool. Just a little shield. So any of the characters can be a little tanky if they want. Reduces cooldown and jet boost, determination, which is nice, by the way. That's the wrong thing. Rocket boost and jet boost. I highly recommend that because, especially in PvP, you use that as pretty much as fast as it comes up. Afterburner's Arc and Punch immobilizes the target. Huh, weird. Okay. So, interesting. That'll be interesting to try out for a lot of different reasons. Custom environment increases endurance by 3%. So that's healing. That's good for tanky and self-healing, which I didn't realize until Stenio told me one day. That's all for self-healing stuff. Increases damage dealt by sweeping blasters. Increases duration of hydraulic override. That's nice if you like to scoot around while in combat. When I activate Cure on yourself, a foreign object exciser reduces all periodic damage. That's cool. Helps you with your dots. So you won't be able to cure them, but you'll be able to reduce the damage taken by them. That's interesting. Increases all healing, receive all energy, shields active. Energy shield now further decreases ability activation, pushback by 30%, makes you immune to interrupts. I don't understand why this is here when they said they got rid of the pushbacks. So I guess we'll find out. When activated, your energy shield ignites in a blaze, lashing attackers. While it remains active, this effect cannot occur more than once. So that's like using your shield as a weapon. It's interesting. Eliminates the heat generated by jet boost. Cool. Increases stealth detection. This is the second time I've seen stealth detection upgrades. It looks like they recognized that there's an issue and that stealthers are horribly overpowered and have no counters whatsoever. So maybe this will be the beginnings of a counter to stealthers. Stenio will have to test that out. When you take damage, the active cooldown of energy shield is reduced by 3 seconds. This effect cannot occur more than once every 1.5 seconds. In addition, when taking damage, you have a 20% chance to emit energy readout, which absorbs a low amount of damage in less than 6 seconds. Looks like that makes you a little bit more tanky. Increases the damage dealt by jet boost by 3%. In addition, taking damage reduces the active cooldown of jet boost. Wow, highly recommend that because again, jet boost super useful. Jet boost heals you, yeah, okay. Allows unload blazing bolts, progressive scan to be activated while moving. This is irritating because obviously you could run around and heal earlier anyway. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It was fun to run around and heal, but yeah, we'll see. Because right now, Energy Rebounder is looking a lot better, and so is Jet Rebounder, but you get a couple points to spend down here eventually, so it's alright. Reduces damage, taking away AoE, you take 30% less damage. While stun, not that big of a deal. Reduces cooldown. I mean, it is and it isn't. It depends on how many people start stacking AoE now. Reduces cooldowns, cure, disabling shot by 3 seconds each. In addition, you built 10 stack supercharge. Oh, well, that's cool. You finally get to do what the Marauders and Sentinels can do. I was wondering when that was going to happen. Reduces cooldown, concussion missile, and power surge by 15 seconds in addition. Power surge grants a second charge, making your next 2 abilities with an activation time activate. Oh, wow, a second instant activation, but again, it has to respect global cooldown. So whatever, and it's still going to use resources. I'm not sure that they played this game at all. Sorry guys, I'm just really not sure that they played this game. There's a huge forum post in the general chat of TOR's forums where they talk about that a lot. And everybody cites why they think that the people that play TOR don't play the game. They cite all the examples. It's really funny and sad. Okay. Alright, so same thing on the trooper side. We're going to do the Vanguard. Same as Super Commando or whatever the hell it's called on the M side. Let's start with tank. Shield specialist first. Storms up to a distant target. So this is your friendly leap or your enemy leap. Interrupting target's current action, immobilized for 30 seconds. Can't be used against targets in cover. Activating storm ground splits. Increasing movement speed. The duration of the blitz is refreshed if attacked. Well, okay, cool. Guess that, I don't know why. Whatever. While ion cell's active, dealing damage with shock strike triggers ion cell on the target, and dealing damage with high impact bolt triggers ion cell on the target, and up to 7 additional enemies within 5 meters. In addition, when ion cell deals damage, it will also shock the targets for extra damage over 6 seconds. None of these affect damage. Sleeping generates a high amount of threat. So, who cares if you trigger ion cell? Oh, it's a dot, I guess. And increase your armor rating and weird. That'll be interesting. While ion cell's active, ion pulse and explosive surge cause trauma and weaken their targets. Less damage with range of melee for 45 seconds. So that's interesting. It'll be a lot easier to weaken everybody now. They could do that before, but it was a pain in the butt. So that makes it a little bit easier. So it's not really a new move. Just easier to do. While ion cells active, direct damage attacks have 50% chance to trigger pulse engines, which finishes the cooldown on pulse cannon or ion storm and causes your next pulse cannon or ion storm to deplete no energy cells and channel twice as fast. This effect cannot occur more than once. Sprays waves of ioning energy. So it's what replaces your pulse cannon. Well, hopefully it looks cooler. Love you lots, sweetie. Yeah, here. So I hope it looks cooler than. I hope Ion Storm looks cooler than Pulse Cannon. That always irritated me. Shielding and attack or triggering your ion cell generates power screen. Love you lots, sweetie. Increasing shield absorption 1%. Stacks up to 3 times. Satisfaction action 1.5 seconds. In addition, each time you build a power screen or refresh your power screen, stacks the active cooldown. Energy blast fire shot that consumes all your power screens. So triggering your ion cell now is going to generate power screens, which it never seemed to do before. Or if it did, it wasn't very reproducible. It looks like tanking's going to be a lot steadier now. That's what that looks like. So you'll be able to use your power screens a little bit easier for Energy Blast. Increase shield chance by 2%. In addition, shielding or defending an attack generates an energy cell. Okay, cool. Increases the crit chance of stock strike and explosive surge. In addition, shielding or defending attack has a 50% chance to finish the cooldown of on stock strike. So you should get your stock strikes a lot more often. So if someone's beating the crap out of you, which they usually don't do, but if they theoretically do, you could use your stock strike on them. Again, that's irritating because usually I'm hopping around being ignored. So we'll see. With the increased crit chance of explosive surge, maybe people will have to pay more attention to me. Or they'll just scatter, which is usually what they do. Increased damage reduction by 2%, armor rating, cool. Increases damage dealt by explosive surge by 15%. In addition, storm grants to... What storm? Storm? Storm. Just randomly storm. I have a move called Storm. Okay, there we go. Where was I? Gosh darn it. Storm grants 2 charges of static surge, which makes Ion Pulse an explosive surge. Oh, cool. So Ion Pulse is going to be able to use up those static surges now. Nice. That's a lot better because explosive surge, you only ever needed to use it about half the time when you leap in. You needed to use ion pulses. So, okay. Sweet. There's your riot gas. There's down to canister riot gas. Enemies that enter in manner slowed by 70%, suffer 30% melee. Ranged accuracy loss. They usually just walk right out of it. I wish it worked like a fog, where if you stand in it, it protects you from the outside. Like, what was it called? Dark Swarm? StarCraft 1? I thought that's how that worked. Apparently not. Or it could make people untarget you or something. That would be sweet. Anyway, further increases damage reduction, yeah. Adrenaline Rush now heals you. Huh? So this is a passive. No, because you still have to use it. So you can use Adrenaline Rush now when you're above 35%, and it'll heal you for 2%. And Battle Focus will increase your defense chance. Whatever Battle Focus is. No idea. No idea what Battle Focus is. These names drive me crazy. Oh well, whatever Battle Focus is. Increases your defense chance. Oh, there we go. So it's gonna increase your range and tech crit chance and your defense chance. So that's a reason to use that a lot more. I was basically never using it before. Increase melee and range defense. That's a lot of defense. Wow. Increases shield absorption. Wow, it's a lot of shield absorption. Holy freaking crap. And then there's the upgraded pulse cannon. Again, don't know why they didn't just at level 57 replaces it. Why doesn't it just replace it? Why'd they waste all this extra? Stock Strike and High Impact Bolt grant shield enhancers when activated, increasing shield chance by 1% by loss, attacked up to 3 times. So basically, you need to be High Impact Bolt and Stock Striking 24/7. And people say, well, you should have been doing that before. Well, No, it was a joke. But looks interesting. Looks like a lot of potential. So here's plasma, symmetry. Strikes the target with an overcharged rifle butt, dealing kinetic damage, releasing powerful discharge. The deals shock strike shares a cooldown with stock strike. So that's funny because I always called it shock strike on accident. So they finally just made one called shock strike. I don't know why they don't just replace it. Whatever. Shock strike on pulse explosive shares striking plasma. So reduces cooldown of pulse cannon, and shock strike starts rooting. Increases damage dealt by plasma cell by 30%. Increases chance to be triggered by 10%. Reduces the damage taken from all periodic effects by 15%. Launches an incendiary projectile, setting the target ablaze. Lots and lots of dot damage. While plasma cells active, you generate 2 energy cells. Increases elemental and internal damage reduction by 2%. And reduces cooldown on sonic round. Why the hell would you want that in mid-tree? Where was that? That doesn't make any sense unless you can use sonic round for something else. While plasma cells activating shock strike makes your next high impact bolt auto crit. While plasma cells active, ion pulse, explosive surge, fire pulse, grand pulse generator, increasing the damage of your next pulse cannon. Increasing the damage your next pulse cannon deals by 15%, causing it to slow effect your target by 30%, making it immune to interrupts. Wow, okay. That's gonna be kind of your new go-to, looks like. So your pulse cannon won't be interruptible. Wonder if that means people can't punch you. That'll be nice. Emits a fiery pulse wave. A fiery pulse wave. What the hell is a fiery pulse wave? Shock strike and high impact bolt deal 10% additional damage to burning targets. Increases the critical bonus damage of pulse cannons, shock strike, and fire pulse. While adrenaline rush is active, your damage reductions increased. Additionally, getting attacked reduces the active cooldown of your adrenaline rush. Wow, mid-tree's gonna kick ass. High impact bolt and fire pulse make your next ion pulse or explosive surge deplete no energy cells. Additionally, pulse cannon will now overwhelm the target. Overwhelming. Take 10% more damage from AoE, so they really want you to AoE stack. It's your new passive. Is making AoE do more damage. So, if you had a bunch of AoE stackers, then this character, unless everybody had their AoE reduction, wherever that is. It looks like this character doesn't even get an AoE reduction. That could suck. Plasmatize. Drenches the target with a blastoplasma, melting them for some elemental damage over 30 seconds. Holy! And then that gives them one of your debuffs, increasing the damage the target takes from tech attacks. When a target affected by plasmatize dies, plasmatize stress spreads to the closest enemy target that's not already affected. So that's a huge dot. Holy crap. Increases damage dealt by elemental attacks by 10% on targets below 30%. So, again, just like we've been seeing now consistently, getting a move to burn down people below 30%. Instead of finishing moves, you just get moves where you start doing bonus damage. Seems strange, but okay. Okay, so now we're on third tree tactics. Guts the target with a knuckle plate vibroblade. Okay. I wonder if they mean a vibroblade with a knuckle guard. Oh well. Dealing kinetic damage and causing the target to bleed, yep. This looks like another bleed class, so they kind of have like two dot classes maybe. Reduces the cooldown of mortar volley and increases damage deals addition, sticky grenade deals 50% more damage. Its cooldown is reduced by 6 seconds, and damage dealt by it will refresh the duration of your guts bleed on the effective target. Increase the damage dealt by guts bleed effect by 15%, causes targets damaged by your stock strike to become sundered, reducing their armor by 20% for 45 seconds. Okay, so that's their new passive that they get. Man, reading these is like reading a freaking Dr. Seuss book, I swear. While high energy cells active, high impact bolt may fire at the targets that are not incapacitated or suffering from periodic damage. In addition, high impact bolt ignores 30% of the target's armor, generating 5 cells. If it hits a bleeding target, and refresh the duration of your guts bleed effect. Wow, so if you have high energy cell, you can just do high impact bolt on whoever you want. But if you use it on a bleed, it gives you 5 energy back. Wow, people are going to have fun with Right Tree. Reduces damage. Oh, it's not Right Tree anymore. It's the bottom tree, I guess. Reduces damage taken from AoE. Oh, there it is. Okay, so only this tree gets the AoE reduction instead of it being over yonder. Interesting choice. Fires a concentrated surge of energy on an enemy target, dealing blah damage. Places ion pulse. Again, why not when you just spec this to have it just modify or replace ion pulse? It's beyond me why they went to all this extra trouble. Right, Augs increases the damage dealt by stock strike, high impact bolt, attack surge, explosive surge, gut, assault plastique, and cell burst by 5%. Yeah. While high energy cells active, stock strike, attack surge, sticky grenade, and explosive surge finish the cooldown of high impact bolt, make next high impact bolt bleed no energy cells. And the fact that you can use high impact bolt on whoever you want means that you're going to be doing stock strike, attack surge, sticky grenade, and explosive surge as much as you possibly can to do your high impact bolt every 6 seconds. It's going to be crazy single target and AoE dot damage. This is going to be a super powerful tree. Are you freaking kidding me? Increases the damage to bleeding targets. Activating Sonic Ground increases your defense chance. Yeah, but this isn't the class that gets to really change what your Sonic Ground does. Speed-wise. It's weird. Throws a moldable plastic explosive that sticks to a target and detonates after several seconds. Exploding kinetic damage. Standard and weak enemies enter a state of panic and run around with their heads cut off. Like their heads are cut off. Increases your melee and range defense chance by 3%. Your stealth detection. Okay, so another stealth detection. And this one is stealth detection by 3 instead of 2. Which is what it seems like the other ones are. So this seems like the best one so far at detecting. Of course, the irony is that having a night vision scope has absolutely nothing to do with detecting somebody wearing a stealth suit or however it is that Jedi make themselves invisible. You need a heat scope, a thermal scope, not night vision scope, but whatever. Stupid. Havoc training, because all 5,000 of our troopers in the game are all in Havoc squad together. Just let people name their own squads. Increase the crit strike damage bonus of stock hit by attack surge, gut, assault plastic, and cell burst by 30%. Additionally, when assault plastic damages a target, the target will become susceptible, giving you a new passive. When you take damage, the active cooldown of reactive shield is reduced by 30 seconds. This effect cannot occur more than once every 1.5 seconds. In addition, when taking damage, you have a 20% chance to emit an energy readout, which absorbs a low amount of damage in the last 6 seconds. Okay, so instead of being over here somewhere, they moved it over there. Increase the damage dealt by shoulder cannon. Immediately loads an additional 3 missiles. Additionally, wow, so they took that out of Wow, they really changed these trees around. So that was originally in advanced prototype and whatever the trooper one was called. Wow, they dramatically changed these around. Unleashes high energy cells stored energy to decimate your target. This damage increases based on your current number of energy loads, while high energy cells active energy loads build when high impact bolts used up to 4 charges. So you do high impact bolt. While using high energy cell, you do high impact bolt, and then you can use your cell burst. Okay, crit recharge increases the ranged and attack crit chance. Reduces cooldown of recharge cells, reserve power cell, addition recharge. In addition, recharge reloads builds energy loads while high energy cell. Alright, now the utility points. Increase move speed by 15%. You recharge 10 energy cells when stunned, immobilized, blah blah blah. When in the phrase triggered, it also deals elemental damage to the attacker. Attack surge, giant pulls, explosive surge, reduce move speed, yeah. Guess so people can't run away from you. Reduces the range of ion pulse and attack surge, and the radius of explosive surge, that's cool. Increase explosive surge damage by 25%. Wow. Reduces cooldown of tenacity and hold the line, that's cool. Harpoon immobilizes, assuming it works. In addition, the cooldown of stealth scans reduced by 5. Any targets it reveals, which never happens, are immobilized for 3 seconds. Waste. They should just delete that one. When activated, your reactive shield charges with electricity, zapping people because they're bad. I actually like that idea. I think that's pretty neat. Increases the duration to hold the line, yeah. Reduces cooldown of Harpoon. Ugh. I love Harpoon. In fact, Harpoon is pretty much the sole reason, besides Hold the Line, that I started playing Samus. But then, was it 2.6, 2.7, something like that? With a bolster and stuff, they just destroyed Harpoon. Reduces cooldown of Right Strike. Reduces cooldown of Cryo. Sonic Round protects all friendlies. What? Which reflects the next direct single target. Oh! So if you spam Sonic Round, the next single target attack, whatever it is, as long as it's not an AoE, gets bounced back. And this is a free cell. Or this is free. So you can just toss this. Wow. Huh, that's crazy. That is super crazy. Okay, damaging a target with a shoulder cannon heals you. So you couple that with friggin' charge loaders. Holy crap. Wow. You'd be insanely... Nacho's gonna have to get that. I mean, that is a humongous self-heal. Increases stun... allows adrenaline rush to be activated while stunned. And purges stun effects. I think this is a great idea, because usually, especially in arenas, they'll stun lock me, like they'll double stun me, so I can't get my adrenaline rush. It's really irritating. Of course, not that Adrenaline Rush can out-heal all 4 people DPSing me down with the healer stunned, but oh well, it's better than nothing, which is what you get now when you're double stunned. When reserve power cell is activated, it recharges 10 energy cells over the next 5. I mean, it reduces threat, blah blah blah. I don't even know why that's on there. Increases the range of harpoon and shoulder cannon. I think this is good because shoulder cannon can get ranged, can get zoned if you're not careful, especially if you're guarding the node on I Brigade. Hold the line increases movement speed. Wow. That will actually scoot you around really fast. Where's that? And then battle focus increase, damage done by 5% while ion cells active increase. Cool. Alright, you guys. I tried to go through that as fast as I could. I stopped on a couple. Still didn't get it done as fast as I wanted. These take about 45 minutes a piece to go through. That's crazy. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful. And I'll be doing the Jedi Knight, Sith Warrior, Juggernaut, Guardian one next. Okay, guys? Actually, one second. Now, this is what I thought. I wanted to ask a second opinion. So I asked Samus. And I see what they did. Pyro, instead of being down here, is in the middle now. I don't know why I didn't catch this sooner. I don't know why they decided to rotate these. It took me a little bit to figure it out. But you can see advanced prototype. They call that. What's going on? Why is the freaking ground shaking? Weird. Anyway. Come on, baby. So you still get your face stab. Did they get rid of Immolate? I mean, I guess that's what... Instead of Immolate now, it's this weird... energy burst, where you've got to try to manage your high impact bolt / rail shot. But you can do it on anything. That's weird. I don't know. That seems overly complicated. But okay, I had to check. They switched these around. I don't know how many characters they did that on, and since they changed the names of some of them, I get confused and hopping from side to side, and I forget the names of everything. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to check because I like to get things, right, stuff. I don't like to. I'm trying to be helpful, so. Thanks, guys, for watching. And I'll talk to you later. Hope this is helpful. I'll be covering it more in PvP later. Bye.